12-year-old twins Dipper and Mabel Pines arrive to spend their summer break with their great-uncle Stan Pines, more commonly known as Grunkle Stan, in the remote town of Gravity Falls, Oregon. Dipper describes Gravity Falls as a sleepy town. Once there, they have to work at Stan's tourist trap called the Mystery Shack. While hanging signs advertising the shack in the spooky part of the woods, Dipper finds a metal, hollow tree. Inside, he finds an electronic device that looks very old and has one of its two wires severed. After Dipper fiddles with some switches, a trapdoor opens up in the ground, startling Gompers, who was standing close to the hidden opening. Inside he finds a mysterious journal with facts and notes about Gravity Falls creatures that hint to an even greater cover-up hidden within the town's wondrous past and the present. Dipper then believes that Mabel's new boyfriend, Norman, is a zombie when he starts acting strangely and resolves to gain some evidence, after having a conversation with Seuss. When Mabel is with Norman, Norman eventually reveals to her that he was actually a gnome named Jeff standing on top of a few other gnomes. Dipper asks Wendy if he can use the mystery cart to save Mabel, convinced that she will be eaten by Norman, still presumed to be a zombie. Wendy gives him the keys and tells him to try not to hit any pedestrians. As Dipper drives the mystery cart to save Mabel, Seuss gives Dipper a shovel for the zombie and a baseball bat. Dipper drives the mystery cart into the forest to rescue Mabel from the gnomes. Dipper takes the mystery cart and finds them in the forest. After a gnome vomits rainbows, Dipper questions what the heck is going on. He gets hissed at by a gnome, and Mabel explains that Norman turned out to be a bunch of gnome jerks. Dipper realizes that he was way off and checks the journal, only to see that there is no known weakness for the gnomes. The gnomes tie Mabel to the ground. Jeff begins to explain that this is a big misunderstanding, telling him that she's not in danger, she's just going to marry all 1,000 of us and become our gnome queen for all eternity. Dipper commands them to release Mabel. Jeff begins to explain that Dipper won't be able to stop them because they are a powerful race, but Dipper interrupts him in mid-sentence, chucking him to the side with his shovel. He then uses the shovel to free Mabel from the ground and they begin to drive back to the Mystery Shack. The gnomes assemble into a giant monster and attack the mystery cart. Once Jeff and the gnomes realize that Dipper and Mabel are getting away, they assemble together, becoming one big monster gnome. Mabel worries that they will catch up to them, but Dipper isn't because gnomes have tiny legs. They then realize that the gnomes formed a big monster, controlled by Jeff. The monster begins to chase after Dipper and Mabel. The army of gnomes begins launching gnomes at the mystery cart. Mabel then tells Dipper that she has to do it. Dipper doesn't trust her plan, but she tells him to trust her, just this once, and then agrees to marry Jeff. Jeff gets excited, climbs down from the giant gnome monster and goes to put the ring on Mabel's finger. Once Jeff successfully places the ring on Mabel's finger, he wants to hurry and get Mabel back into the forest, but Mabel says that he must kiss her first. Jeff puckers up, but to his surprise, Mabel uses a leaf blower against him. Dipper and Mabel walk into the Mystery Shack, and Grunkle Stan tells them they can each take anything they want from the Mystery Shack because he overstocked some inventory. Dipper chooses his now signature blue pine tree hat, and, despite Grunkle Stan telling her to take a doll, Mabel takes a grappling hook. Mabel is later seen jumping on the bed, playing with her grappling hook while Dipper writes about the events that happened that day in the mysterious journal he found. At the end, Dipper tells Mabel to turn off the light, but instead, she shoots it out of the window with the grappling hook, and they laugh about it. Meanwhile, Grunkle Stan opens a secret door downstairs by punching in a secret code on the vending machine, which leads to a secret room in the basement. He mysteriously closes the door, making sure no one is following him, which hints that he may have something to hide. During the end credits, the clip of a gnome barfing a rainbow loops.